The papillomavirus HPV is one of the most widespread STDs. Sexually genital warts are venereal warts on the genitals which are associated with the human papillomavirus, also referred to as the HPV virus. HPV is possibly the most commonly transmitted sexual disease and special care must be taken. One of the methods to make sure that you stay healthy is knowing about diseases such as this and learning how you can protect yourself from them. Millions of people throughout the United States are infected by HPV. Since those numbers are so staggering, it is quite simple to realize the urgency of educating anyone who is sexually active about this virus and how it may be prevented. There are many strains of HPV, almost 200 types are actually circulating worldwide. That is why it is so important that you use precautions and always practice safe sex with any partner that you may have. Additionally, women should have a regular screening during their annual pap smear to make sure that they are not carrying the virus. For prevention, there is now a vaccine that has been shown to protect against HPV. If this is a concern of yours, then speak to your doctor about an HPV test and the HPV vaccination. While the vaccine will not cure a person who is already infected, it can help protect those who have not contracted it. Most pharmacology efforts now focus on developing a vaccine to inoculate the population in order to stop the HPV virus from infecting the system. This is ideal for the pharmaceutical companies as it would of course reap a monetary windfall of epic proportions for the drug companies, but not useful at all for those already affected with warts. Importantly, China has now banned such vaccinations as they have found injecting a pathogen into your system does just that. It stays in your system, remaining latent in the joints, only to reappear in later years causing horrendous arthritis and/or autoimmune disorders. If you have genital warts that are bothering you and medications do not limit the outbreaks, then you can talk to your doctor about having them removed. That is done by freezing the warts, which kills the cells. After the freezing, or cryosurgery, the warts will then die and fall off. Other treatments for warts may include burning them off with a laser, acid treatments or even using a topical cream. Unfortunately, there are few successful medical options available. Surgically removing warts is the most common medical procedure. However, the patient is subject to a painful surgical intervention which results in skin damage, scarring along with the probability the warts will return. Skin is comprised of the epidermis, outer layers, and the dermis which is referred to as the true skin, inner layers. The epidermis has 7 layers which protect and surrounds the true skin. Because the true skin is the reservoir of nourishment, it is the area where most dermatological problems begin and where the root of a wart resides. This is why surgery to remove warts is so highly invasive. It must dig deep through all dermal layers, only to yield unsuccessful results when the warts reappear. Despite best surgical efforts, the entire infection is almost never entirely cut out. Genital warts symptoms usually refers to various symptoms known to a patient, but the phrase genital wart signs may refer to those signs only noticeable by a doctor. One thing is certainly true. If you ignore early genital wart signs you could be doing an injustice to yourself and your partner. Some signs of genital warts actually manifest themselves in a peculiar way and you may not recognize them in time, but if there are early genital wart signs these should not go unheeded. If you have HPV after that there's a great chance that you could go on to display genital wart signs. Whilst it's true that a few people won't display genital wart signs and symptoms, most people will. There's also a chance that genital wart signs will only manifest itself in hard-to-see places such as the vagina or the cervix. This means that even if a person is in distress from genital HPV they might not know it. And for the better part people will use over-the-counter medications to cure themselves using self-diagnosis and thinking their genital warts to be something else completely. As you may guess this isn't a good idea. What becomes worse is if you believe yourself to have genital wart symptoms and still try to cure yourself using some of the countless over-the-counter cures which are used for other types of wart problems. These are much too strong to utilize in the treatment of genital wart problems. In many instances you will cause yourself greater harm than good in trying to treat yourself without first getting a professional medical diagnosis. There's also the risk factor that genital wart problems such as scarring resulting from the warts themselves or from the treatment. Scarring isn't a 100% guarantee if you get genital wart signs, but you must be aware of the probability of it. Another consideration which you will encounter if you have genital wart signs is that of recurrence. Since the HPV viral infection which makes the appearance of genital warts isn't in itself curable, genital warts once removed, can reappear. This is in part attributable to the fact that the HPV virus itself doesn't quit your body until your immune system fights it off. There is currently no medication to help your immune system do this, so unless you live a very healthy lifestyle, and sometimes not even if you do, it can take up 2 or more years for that particular strain of the virus to be eradicated from your body. This also means that if you contract another, diverse strain of the HPV infection that you may display genital wart signs all over again. Owing to this reason, the fact that you can get to be infected with an entirely new strain of HPV altogether, it becomes difficult to say whether you have a new infection or whether your body is still fighting off an old infection. This is also a fine reason to have a healthy change in lifestyle, one which is conducive to maintaining optimum health and one where your natural immune system can fight off genital wart invaders without too much of an issue. Be sure to seek medical advice if you show any genital wart signs. Please subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching.